Okay, I want to do a review on a product that I got just recently. It's called the Chipmunkinator. Chipmunkinator. And this company makes live traps for different critters that may find themselves into your barn or your camper or your house, your cabin. And obviously some of the critters you don't want to kill, but you want to catch them alive. And the Chipmunkinator is one of those products. And I have to say, I'm very impressed. So I put it to the test. Actually, I thought I had a chipmunk that was that had gotten into my my cabinets, my kitchen cabinets in a camper. And because the kitchen cabinets are right over the wheel houses for the wheels of the camper, and that's usually where the chipmunks will climb up and get into the camper. And it just so happens that the kitchen cabinets are right over the wheels or the axles. So as they get in, they can cause a lot of damage very quickly. Luckily, when I seen some activity, I went out and I got this trap. This is the Chipmunkinator trap. It's a live trap, and catches up to 20 chipmunks live without having to reset it. And they actually have a website called Catchmor.net. Catchmor.net, but more does not have an E on the end of it. Catchmor.net. So I'm not advertising for them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just impressed with their products. So because I didn't want to kill the chipmunk, I think chipmunks are very cool. However, when I set the trap, I'll tell you exactly what I did. I actually put the trap into a bottom drawer in the kitchen, and then I just poured Cheerios down into the center of the trap. Now this trap has a trap door on both corners, and the trap allows them to go in, but it doesn't allow them to come out. I guess if the critter is smart enough, they can probably figure out how to get out. But you also have a door to close it on up. And as you can see right here, I have what we call, this is a Woodland Jumping Mouse. I thought I had a chipmunk that I'm dealing with, but it wasn't. It was actually a Woodland Jumping Mouse. They have longer back legs. They have a very long tail. They're much larger than a regular mouse. And they can jump 3 meters plus, about 9.8 feet. And their demographics are not everywhere. There's only 5 species of this type of mouse. And this particular type of mouse here, it's one of those 5 species, and it lives actually in the western North Carolina mountains, some down into Georgia, some up into Virginia. And as you can see, this mouse is a very large mouse compared to a house mouse. So this is not your typical mouse. This is what we call the Woodland Jumping Mouse. Some people might refer to them as a field mouse. This is not a typical field mouse. This is a Woodland Jumping Mouse. And they are not as nasty as some of the other mouse breeds that you may have out there, and they're very clean. They do have a similar habitat and behaviors as a ground squirrel or a chipmunk, and they're about the same size as a chipmunk. You can see my hand here compared, and it's not stretched out. You can actually see how big it is in comparison to my hand. A very gentle creature, has very long back legs. They love to jump. When you're bush hogging in the pastures, many times you'll see them run in front of you or hop across the grass. And cute mouse. I'm not going to kill it. I'm actually going to take it down to the Great Smoky Mountains National Forest and let it go. Now this has a door here to where you can open it up and let them out. It has 2 entrances, one here and one here, one on this corner, one on this corner, and then you can close those entrances up as two handles. If you'll notice, there's a black solid panel here, which is good because if you have the handles down, you want to grab your handles without something potentially biting your fingers as you're holding on to the handles, which is a good thing. Has it on both sides, as you can tell. And again, this is a woodland jumping mouse. It's a very cute critter, very long tail, and they try to hibernate just like chipmunks. They try to find a burrowed out area that they can close up in front of them. They don't eat throughout the winter much. They basically hibernate throughout the winter. They may wake up occasionally and eat, but they try to store their fat for about 2 weeks prior to going into hibernation. Really unique animal, and you don't get to catch them very often. So more rare to catch these than it would be a ground squirrel or a chipmunk. So this is a very beautiful mouse. Again, I'm not going to kill it. I'll let it go miles from here. It won't find its way back here to do any damage. So just thought you might enjoy that. Just to see this. Again, this is the, I enjoy different things. This right here was the Chipmunkinator. They have a ratinator, a mousinator, they have a skunkinator, they have squirrelinators, they have all different sizes of cages, and fairly reasonable as well. And they catch whatever you're trying to catch alive instead of catching them not alive, you know. And some of the traps that people put out today have poisons. I have a dog, I don't want any poisons out, plus I don't want to contaminate the area. Number two, some people put down glue strips or what they call these pads where they get stuck in it, and that causes the animal to suffer for a period of time before they actually die. And then you have traps that actually kill the animal immediately as soon as it catches it. This is a live trap. It allows you to transport your animal to a location where it can't find its way back to you. I'm so fortunate to be here close to the Great Smoky Mountains National Forest, where I can actually participate in catch and release on this animal instead of actually killing it. So this is a Woodlands jumping mouse. Some people call it a deer mouse. Some people might call it a field mouse, but it's not really typically a field mouse. But this is a Woodlands jumping mouse. So I thought you might want to see this cage, this trap, live trap that allows you to catch animals that may be causing a nuisance, but you just need to relocate them. So anyway, thank you for joining me here. Please like my channel here on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this review.